Look at your last bank statement. You think you bought groceries, a car payment, and a weekend dinner. You are wrong. You didn't pay with money. You paid with pieces of your finite existence. The greatest financial illusion ever designed is convincing you that wealth is a number on a screen or an object in your driveway. But true wealth has absolutely nothing to do with what you accumulate. It is entirely about what you no longer have to do. The modern economy is a giant, sticky spider web. Every time you buy something you don't need, you wrap another thread around your own wrists. You aren't building a life. You are spinning your own trap, exchanging irreplaceable hours for depreciating liabilities. We are about to time travel through the mathematics of freedom to show you the exact moment the trap snaps shut and the hidden rule required to break out of the web forever.
Fast forward 31 years into the future. The year is 2055. A 65-year-old man sits in the exact same driver's seat, gripping a worn steering wheel, stuck in the exact same gridlock traffic he endured 3 decades ago. His knuckles are pale. The wrinkles around his eyes are deep trenches carved by 50 years of alarm clocks and mandatory meetings. He did everything society told him to do. He bought the bigger house, upgraded the car every 5 years, and financed the vacations. But he never bought back his time. He is a marionette at the end of his life, still dancing to the erratic jerks of a boss, a mortgage, and inflation. Every month, his pension barely covers the rising cost of property taxes and medical bills. He is exhausted. The tragedy of this timeline isn't that he went bankrupt. The tragedy is that he survived. But he spent his entire life renting his freedom on a month-to-month basis, never actually owning a single Tuesday morning. He is permanently caught in the spider web, a prisoner of the lifestyle inflation he thought was a reward for his hard work.
Rewind the clock to the exact point of infection. Present day. A 34-year-old man stares blankly at a glowing spreadsheet at 11:45 on a Thursday night. His shoulders are rigid, carrying the physical weight of a 50-hour work week that yielded a $4,200 deposit. He is attached to a complex network of tangled puppet strings. One thick orange string pulls his left arm, an $8,000 credit card debt that demands a brutal monthly sacrifice. But there is a faint glowing blue string attached to his right hand, a hard-fought $10,000 investment portfolio. Right now, it feels insignificant, like a single drop of water in a raging forest fire. He looks at his peers, who were using their paychecks to buy status symbols, completely oblivious to the strings attaching those symbols to their limbs. He is suffocating under the pressure of trying to untangle the strings of his debt while his time is continuously drained by the corporate machine. The puppet master, his financial obligations, jerks his arms, forcing him back to the keyboard, back to the grind.
But what if he alters the timeline right here? What if he realizes that his $10,000 isn't just a static number on a screen, but an army of 10,000 tiny soldiers whose sole mission is to buy back his hours? This is the hidden rule of wealth. You do not buy assets to get rich. You buy assets to purchase your own freedom. In this timeline, the math begins to mutate. The $8,000 of high-interest debt is aggressively targeted and severed. The orange string snaps. Suddenly, the cash flow that was bleeding out to pay interest is redirected to the blue string. The investments grow. And here is the magic of the compounding timeline. Eventually, the assets start buying other assets. The $10,000 generates dividends and capital gains, which are then reinvested. The soldiers recruit more soldiers. He isn't just saving money, he is literally purchasing future days where he doesn't have to set an alarm.
Every $100 in passive income is another hour of his life reclaimed from the employer. The spiderweb that was designed to catch him is being systematically dismantled, thread by thread, and rewoven into a financial safety net.
Let us look at the parallel universe where this strategy reaches its logical conclusion. The man is now 45. He hasn't bought a luxury sports car and he doesn't live in a mansion. But on a random Tuesday at 10 in the morning, he is sitting on a quiet porch, drinking coffee, reading a book. No panic, no rushing to a Zoom call. His investment portfolio has compounded to the point where the passive yield covers his basic living expenses. He has achieved the ultimate flex of the modern era, unbothered sovereignty over his own calendar. The puppet strings have been completely severed. He still works, but only on projects that fascinate him, because the terrifying leverage of the paycheck has been neutralized. The financial research is mathematically indisputable. True wealth is the absence of forced labor. It is the elimination of the phrase, "I have to," from your daily vocabulary. In this timeline, he didn't beat the system by earning $1 million a year. He beat the system by realizing that time is the only non-renewable resource in the universe, and he used his fiat currency to aggressively hoard it.
The butterfly effect of this realization changes everything. A single shift in perspective at age 34 ripples outwards, completely rewriting his destiny. He looks at a shiny new car lease not as a fun reward, but as a 5-year prison sentence. He calculates exactly how many hours of his finite life he will have to trade to pay for the depreciation. The urge to consume vanishes, replaced by an insatiable hunger to acquire equity. He understands that every time he clicks buy on an index fund or a piece of real estate, he is sending a rescue mission into the future to liberate his older self. The tangled puppet strings that once controlled his every move are now lying useless on the floor. He has become the master of his own physics, bending the rules of the economy to serve his ultimate goal. The spiderweb has been cleared. The path is open.
He sits back in his chair, staring at the screen. The $8,000 of debt is just a math problem now, a temporary obstacle that he is mathematically guaranteed to destroy. The $10,000 in investments is glowing, a living, breathing machine that is slowly chewing through his chains. He has cracked the code. He knows how to buy back his time. But as he finalizes his budget, a dark, insidious realization creeps into his mind. He is buying back his time, yes, but what is he actually going to do with it? He suddenly realizes that freeing his time has exposed a terrifying void, a psychological trap that destroys people who get rich too fast. He has defeated the financial puppet master, but now he must face the monster waiting in the silence.